Look, it's the crypto bear market 2026, and the crypto crash is happening now. Look, I warned you about this crypto liquidation cascade weeks ago, but honestly, that's why we have been shorting the market. But I'm going to be real with you. I entered a BTC short a little too early today. Zora and creator tokens are bleeding out practically. In total, three are printing a story of altcoin capitulation. Really? You hadn't seen anything yet. In this video, I'm going to break down exact Bitcoin levels, what's happening with Ethereum, the Zora unlock, and where other altcoins may go, and what are our next steps in this market. Before I go any farther, please like and subscribe and ping that notification bell. Get the word out. It's the bear market. Views, likes, subscribes, it's all down. Retail has seemed to left the market. Come on, give us a push. So we are officially in a liquidation cascade. The entire market has basically shifted into risk off mode. Senate regulation fears are intensifying, and traders are fleeing into fiat and treasury bills. In the crypto space, we call that stable coins. And Bitcoin broke key support levels around 86 to $87,000. Ethereum underperforming. Zora, Arrow, Sway, Solana. It doesn't matter what altcoin you're invested in. Tau, any meme coin out in that space, they're all down 40, 50, 80%. Major unlocks on Zora are going to be happening in the near term. So look, right now in the market, panic is here, fear and greed is down, and altcoin season index is showing its Bitcoin dominance surging. ETH BTC ratios are plunging, and total 3 is dancing with disaster. So obviously, all of my altcoins, and I'm sure yours too, are bleeding, and I am so sorry. They are right now. Bitcoin is literally trading below the 100-week moving average. You can see it on the chart right here, the orange line. We didn't just break below the 100-week moving average. We are now in our battle zone. Currently, on the weekly chart, the 100-week moving average is sitting right at around 86,900, just under 87K. And if 87 or 88K isn't reclaimed, on some volume, of course, the next key zones of support are going to be 83.8, which we have been fighting with today, and then 80K even lower. Being sure to keep an eye on the 50, the 100, and the 200-week moving average, which I just put the death cross indicator on TradingView up. I love to follow this indicator with a stochastic RSI to show momentum in the market. Now, before we go any farther, I wanted to show another indicator real quick that has been quite useful in gauging when momentum is gaining or dying for Bitcoin. Now, we have spoken about the stochastic RSI a lot in the past, but right now I want to speak of a new indicator I've been learning about called the Super Guppy. Now, the Super Guppy is basically a combination of a bunch of different moving averages. And you can look at them on the weekly, the daily, or even lower time frame charts, although you get a lot of false signals in the lower time frames. But on the weekly chart, if you look at the Super Guppy and we were to, zoom out heavy, the Super Guppy kind of tells us it's about to drop the bottom. For example, you can see that the Super Guppy turned gray here during the initial part of the market cycle, top of last cycle. We began to drop. It's turning gray. We drop more. It turns greenish again, which is weird because we were still dropping and then we went up a little bit. What do? We turn gray again here. And we turn gray resoundingly. And what happens? We begin our transition into the bottom of the bear market. Now, of course, this could change. I'm keeping an eye on it, but we are entering the gray on the Super Guppy on the chart right here. So this is a good chart to see when the short-term, midterm, and long-term moving averages are beginning to compress together, and which is not usually a good sign, or at minimum, it's a sign of a big change about to happen. Well, we're in the gray. That's not good. So we need to keep our eyes on the super guppy. Now, if I was to zoom out and take a look at Ethereum on the weekly, you can see here we have also broken below not just the 50, but the 100-week moving average. And usually at the bottom of the bear, we touch into, which we did here, to the 200-week moving average, which for Ethereum right now is sitting at 2,477. So we could still see some downside. We've had a blue cross down on our stochastic RSI, not good. But one thing we can keep an eye on is if you notice at the end of the bear market, the Ethereum, you'll see this on Bitcoin also, we cross back above the 100. Basically, all the moving averages cross back over each other. And then that is when the bull goes on, right? So if you look here, we have bear market hitting what at the bottom, $920. We broke below the 200-week moving average. And until we got back above the 200-week here at about 1400, nothing happened. And even after that, it was when we actually got back above the 200-week moving average here where the bull continues. So with Ethereum, we're breaking down as well. Trading right now around $2,800. Support right now is lying at 2,500. The 200 week at 2,458. Next, we need to take a quick look at derivatives and liquidations. There was over 785 million liquidated out of the crypto markets in the last 24 hours, which is nuts. The long positions were basically completely wiped out. Now, it's hard to tell as much on the daily chart, but if I go to the 7-day, you can see that most of the long liquidation leverage was wiped out today. On the 30-day, even more so. But we're starting to see, and we'll have to keep an eye on this over the next few days, some piling back in the market. We could see a lot of liquidations around 83,150. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. We're definitely going to tap into that. I actually might be financial advice might be setting some Bitcoin long limit orders right about there. I'm thinking. Um, Enough about Bitcoin liquidations. The short traders right now are getting a little bit more crowded in the market. Not a lot yet, but a little bit, as you can see on the daily. And with funding rates flipping negative, this could signal, like I said, an upcoming short squeeze. But I don't think anything like this is going to happen until we hit approximately 83,100. And this would be a great time if you would like to know some of our current trades when they occur, DeFi activities, and know about Dad's DeFi space creator coin alpha before everyone else. Consider signing up for the free Telegram group. And if you want to know my personal trades, sign up for the premium group. We'll take a look at some of those in just a moment. The premium group is free. All you have to do is sign up for one of our affiliate exchanges, either LBank or Blofin. Links in the description. And then if you want to join, DM me at DadDeFi1013 on Telegram, and I'll onboard you into the group. Now, I wanted to share some screenshots of some of our most recent trades. Most of these are shorts, of course. A Solana short that we entered and told everyone in our premium group around $134. We are still partially in this trade, although we've taken over 50% profits on this one. We have an Ethereum 41x leverage we took at around $3,300 recently, and then took profits at 28.32. And then finally, a Bitcoin short that we took around 89, taking profits at 87, 85, and even down around 83.5. Now, remember, not all trades can be winners. We entered into a Bitcoin long I shared with the premium group a little too early. I wish I would have waited and entered in around 84, 83. We took some losses on that one, but we're not completely liquidated. Hence is the game and why we manage our risk, always trade with a stop loss, etc., etc. Now, before we talk about DeFi and altcoin news, let's take a look at the crypto fear and greed index. If you take a look here, fear is sitting, or excuse me, it's sitting at 25, heavily in fear today. We have not been this low in this range, except during the bottom of capitulation. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a mean reversion, but Bitcoin could capitulate down below 80K. If we take a look at total value locked within the entire crypto DeFi space, which we all do know that the majority of that total value lock lies on Ethereum, DeFi activity is at its lowest point really since this summer. And before then, October of 2024. So that's extremely low. And capital seems to be fleeing from the high yielding protocols, although we are still farming yield over on Pendle, earning over 20% fixed on some of our, excuse me, not 20, 15% on some of our stables. And I've seen opportunities for up to 18% yield on ETH. But fear is dominating the market completely right now. Next, I wanted to take a look at some altcoin charts, starting with Solana. Now, Solana capitulated down to around 116 today, which is crazy, in my opinion. And if you take a look, Solana is hitting near its support around $110. If 110 breaks on Solana, we're likely heading back down. Look, what, around 97 to $95. And what's interesting is even one of our favorite alts, Tau, is still holding its support right around $220. If you take a look at the daily, we're flirting with disaster, and we've gotten as low as around 206. But I feel like as long as we don't break with volume way below here, Tau sitting a little bit better. But that doesn't mean we couldn't break below. And if we do, our next low point is 193 and 166 on this wick. That's definitely one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And earlier today, we were analyzing Zora. Now, if we analyze Zora, we zoom out, you can see, and I know this is kind of hard to see on the chart right here, that we basically tapped into the 1.6 fib level that I labeled on the chart. Now, this is our last line of defense in Zora. If we can maintain support here, we could rise back up to 0.038 and then maybe even attempt to the 50% level, which is sitting right around 0.04 right now. So that is what I would be eyeing for along because it's going to be difficult to break that. But if we break the floor, Zora's support floor at 0.027, the 0.26 fib level is all the way down at 0.014. Let me say that again, 0.014. Just think about that for a minute. The thing, if Zora takes a dump like this, it's going to affect creator tokens. Well, if you take a look at the DADSDEFISPACE creator token, we have been on a massive downtrend ever since Zora started trending down, taking a dump from 18,731 market cap all the way down at the lowest to around 16,596. Now we did some buys and some burns to help support the token. It just wasn't enough. We're still down 10% on the day, which is fine because we're holding strong and we're even increasing our holders and our volume, which is great. Although I have not been present on Zora today, we did coin a Zora technical analysis video that I will share on Base app and later
DeFiSpace, and this is just
to
a
Dad's
quick
DeFi
Zora
space.
update. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather.
Now remember, during this bear market, it's an excellent opportunity to be building and creating. And this market dump makes it a perfect time to begin creating and building to qualify for that possible base airdrop in the near future. Now, no one really knows all the true requirements of the drop, but we do know that the creator has talked that we need to be building and creating and interacting, forming communities. But here's the thing, we're going to stay active on base while other people are panicking. And our airdrop strategy includes creating tokenization, NFTs, providing liquidity, and soon trading on different apps. We're going to start offering some base altcoin alpha, which once the market calms down a little bit. But here is our strategy right now for those that stayed with me the full video. First off, this is how we're playing the markets. Bitcoin long was not looking pretty. We had to cut a little bit of the trade. We added at a lot lower levels, waiting to see if Bitcoin goes lower. But we are starting to get down to the bottom of the range where I'm going to start looking to eyes some longs. If we pump back up, I'll be eyeing for more shorts again. This is a bear market strategy, and it isn't about FOMO. It's about looking for trades, not seeking them out, or excuse me, not chasing. Following the liquidity within DeFi and building, creating on Zora and Base, because with DADSDEFISPACE, it's all about process over the predictions. So please check out dadsdefispace.org. Find us on Base app, join us, invite link in the description, invite link to Zora, the free Telegram group. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this video with anyone who would benefit in the crypto DeFi or social fi space. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.